Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is David, and today we're going to do another Fast 5, but again we're going to talk about Haba games. If you haven't watched it already, my kiddo Alex Earls did her very favorite top 5 for her Haba list, and now it's my turn to do so. You can see a few Haba games in the background here. Again, they might make it, they might not. The cool thing about Haba is normally they make educational type games which are super fun, but super simple for kids, and put them in yellow boxes. But lately they have actually made some family type games and haven't put them in yellow boxes, and they are urging the fact that they know how to make games for all ages. And I'm pretty sure you'll see at least one of them on the list here. So without further ado, let me go to my honorable mention for the Haba list here, and this is my game that I picked because this was the first Haba game I ever played. This is called Munza. It's a very simple dice rolling game. You get a whole bunch of dice and you're racing around this track that has some hazards, but it's very simple. I thought it was adorable. I love the cars in it, and it's always going to have a special place in my heart because it was my very first Haba game that I ever played at a con, and I like it. And so that is my honorable mention for the top 5 my favorite Haba games. Let's move on to number 5. Now number 5 is a game that I touted as my favorite Haba game when I played it the first time, and it stayed that way for a while until I played some new ones. This one is Brandon the Brave, or Brave Brandon as I like to call it. Again, we have reviews on all these games. Haba is a huge supporter of Gamevine, and if you want to see how the details are in any of these games, you can go to our channel and find the review. Again, in Fast 5, I only have 1 minute to talk about these games with the exception of the honorable mention, so let's start that now. Brave Brandon is a simple game that's going to incorporate the mechanism of Carcassonne. If you haven't played Carcassonne, it's a tile-laying game. But in this game, instead of being squares, they are triangles. It's very simple, but I love Carcassonne. It's one of my favorite games that I played. It's a good game, not one of my favorites. It's in the top 15 or so, but I'm not going to talk about that. We're talking about Brave Brandon here. This takes that and makes it simpler, and I love the art. Haba always produces their games nice and or well, and this is again no exception. Again, this was my favorite for a while when I played it, and it's super simple. You're just trying to complete quests with the triangle tiles, and once you get 5 done, then you win the game. It's not, I mean, as I'm trying to kind of stretch it on a minute here. Again, we have a review for this, but it's the simplicity and the segue into a game, a popular game that I like to play, Carcassonne. So Haba did a good job with this. And again, it was my first favorite of all time. But right now, it's my 5, and now we're going to move on to number 4. Let's go. Alright, so number 4 is going to be the first game that you're going to see not in a yellow box, and this is one of the family games that Haba put out. This is Spookies, and I love pressing my luck, and Spookies has that in spades. Has really nice components, big dice with glittery colors, and that's what you're basically doing. The theme is your kids trying to conquer your fear going into this haunted house. The board is just, I love the art. The meeples are high quality, and it's a good, simple game, but has some complexity in it. A lot of luck, though. I mean, the game can be determined by the dice, which is why I think there's some negatives in this game and why it's not number 1, but it's still number 4, which is a fantastic game. This is, again, out of all the Haba games that I've played so far, so not out of their whole library, but I've played a good chunk, and Spookies makes it on my list at number 4 because it's a mechanism that I like, and it's a theme that I can get behind. It's not like really spooky haunted house, it's more of kind of cartoony haunted house, but a good theme nonetheless, a good game all around, and the first family game to make it on this Haba list. So, that is number 4. Let's go on to number 3. Alright, so number 3 is a yellow box. We're kind of going back into a kid game, but this is a game for all ages. Trust me, this is animal upon animal. Adorable and cute. You see the pictures here, a whole bunch of animals, and there are way more variants than this. There are ones with meeple trees and a different kind of level that you're stacking the characters on that you see here, and it's kind of a balancing act in addition to stacking. But this one is just the first one and the only one that I played. Unfortunately, I might have liked the other ones, but all in all, I'm putting animal upon animal in its own little group as a game, and this makes my number 3. I want to play this over and over again. It's super simple. It's not complex at all, but it's just the fact of like you building this pyramid out of cute animals, a Jenga style. And this, I've never seen it fail. I've seen everybody latch on and want to play again. And I mean, that is a home run in my case. I don't care if it's a kid game. I don't care if it's an adult game. If it's built like this, then I think I recommend this for all ages, and I do. So if you do not have Animal Upon Animal, I recommend you go get it. Now let's go on to number 2, and you'll see what that game is. Let's go. So number 2 is another family game. We're moving out of the yellow boxes again, and I just played this one, so that's going to give you an idea of how much I liked it because it shot up to number 2, and this is Adventureland. Now this isn't everyone's cup of tea. My game group, they like it. Some of them like it, and some of them don't like it, but they think that's a good game and they'll play it. But I love Adventureland. I love the different variants you can play. They added a completely different strategy because it just changes up the scoring, but it allows you to manipulate the board and your adventurers a bit different. The components are so visceral and fantastic. I love the board. It might seem a little cluttered, but I think that it's gorgeous and well laid out because you can start to plan your strategy just by looking at the board and know where everything's going to go because there's a portion of the board that shows you, well, fog monsters go here and herbs go here. I love it so much. It's one of my favorites. It's not my top favorite, but it just squeaked out underneath the first one that I'm going to show you here in a second. But again, Adventureland is another one that I wouldn't recommend for younger kids, but if you are a gamer and you've played Haba games in the past and you want to take it a step up, definitely go out and seek out Adventureland because it is a good game. A good theme, not too deep of a theme, but the mechanism of the game is where it shines most. So, that's what I think of this game. Now let's go on to what everybody wants to see, and that is number 1. Let's go. So number 1 isn't going to come to a surprise to many of you out there because I'm now part of the mainstream, and how can I not be with this game? I say that because this game is now nominated for the Spiel des Jahres right now, and that is the top game of Germany for that year. And this one is Karuba. There you go. If you didn't know that I like this game, you probably didn't see the review. This one is a solo kind of solitaire puzzle game. You're playing with other people and you're doing exactly what they're doing, but you have a setup so you can do different things, but you all start with the same pieces, and it's up to you to build your own puzzle to try to meet your end goal and accumulate as many points as you possibly can. So the replayability here is just out of this world. The production is top-notch. I love the little gold pieces. You put some shiny in your box of games, I'm gonna like it, and whatever. That's me. I love the theme, though it's not deep. The thing that I like about it most is the gaming idea. It's something that I haven't seen done too much, at least, and Haba did something with this game, and it kind of just set me back, and I was flabbergasted because I get to look around, because normally when I play a game like Caverna or something, I like to build the map or Carcassonne and see what I've built. But not only do I get to see what I've built and how many points I've got while doing so, I get to see the other players. Now, I'm not really interacting with them, so they're going to have their own kind of agenda, but that's what I like about it. I love, even if I lose, I get to see other people's strategy, and maybe I can take from that. Now, this is a bit longer than a minute, but that's because this is my top favorite Haba game right now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. The only caveats I would have is that this might be for a little older group, though I think it's at least good for a 7, maybe a 6 age. If your 6-year-old is a gamer, then they'll latch onto this. But that is the only negative. I think this game will scale over all demographics. Anyone who plays this game is going to be instantly hooked and want to play again. So, I mean, I say that for all these Haba games, but they're on this list for a reason. So that is my very favorite Haba game at the current time. So, thank you so much for watching today's review, fans out there. We appreciate it, and thank you, Haba, for being just a great supporter of this channel. You've been with us since the beginning, and we will never forget that. And until the next time that we see, I hope that this list was a good one, and if any games didn't make the list that you like, please leave them down in the comments. Maybe I didn't play them, or maybe that I'll reconsider them for the next Haba list that I do. That might not be my favorite, or it just may be a different kind of game within the Haba realm. That's the cool thing about Haba. You can do as much as you want because the games that they have are getting larger and larger of a library day by day. So, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day, and a great time with all that you play. You heard it here on the Game Vine. And I'm out, everybody. Bye!